3. Baseball trick shots. Wait.
Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we have the pleasure of watching two replays, one of me and another one from another player that I don't know the name yet. But basically, we're gonna have some fun with light tanks, and those replays are gonna show you that yes, light tanks are light, but they can do some heavy damage to the enemy team. Basically here, as you can see, I'm playing not alone because I'm with Mada in Platoon. By the way, Mada, if you're watching that video, shout out to you and thank you for all the juicy donations that will allow me to do a couple of giveaways. So really, thank you, I love you, man. Now, let's jump back into our replay. We are going to see two different tanks, the first one being the T-49, the second one being the M41 90mm Bulldog. And what's important to understand is that if you play them correctly, by sneaking up your way to the opponents in the back, you can do some heavy stuff, especially when they don't care about you. And what's impressive with the T-49, especially in this game, is how damaging the game and the tank can be if you are not getting focused. Let me explain myself. For the moment, and you're gonna see through the whole replay, not a single player is gonna focus me. I'm gonna have the free way to the opponents till the end, and it's gonna allow me to do quite a lot of damage. And as you can see, talking about damage, 2 shots and already nearly 1.5k damage. And it's not over, guys, it's not over because, oh boy, is nobody taking care about me. There we go for the T-44 and dirt, nearly 900 damage on this one. 1.5 minutes into the game and we already did as much damage as we supposedly do when we finish off the whole enemy team. Unfortunately for Mada, he stopped right in front of the SU-152. You should have just tried to push the guy, because if you did, you would have been able to avoid his shell, because let's be honest, the gun dispersion on the SU is quite bad. Let's talk a little bit about the characteristics of the T-49, waiting for me to join the KV-4 in front. The T-49 is an amazing gun, a really bad gun dispersion, a really long aiming time, and obviously no armor, but great mobility. Which means that if you want to play aggressively with this tank, you gotta play carefully. You need to be 100% sure that you can penetrate your targets, and to do that you need to be close to them, but at the same time, if you're too close, you're going to allow them to destroy you quite easily. So if you want to play the T-49 aggressively, what I will tell you to do is waiting for your opponents to actually try to shoot at one of your allies, like tunneling him or something like this, which means that you will be able to sneak your shots as they're not going to be buzzy looking at you. And as you can see here, the objective after you tried to shoot me, and that's why I stayed back. I used the KV-4 as not a trap, but as a blocking tank for me not to take the shot from the objective 5 to you. Let's say it like this because I forgot my English words for that. And now, same scenario, there is the objective 5 to you that is trying to get a shot on me, and he sees that he can't get me. As he can't get me, we're gonna try something. We are not gonna go for a heat shell here, because I wouldn't have been probably able to penetrate. And instead of staying in front of the objective 5 to you, I'm going straight helping my T-34. As I told you, you want not to be the main focus out of your opponents. You want to make clear and sure that they are shooting at someone else than you. And that's why I went to help the T-34, because now we have 2 guns against only 1 guy. Now it's only a matter of time before we kill the objective 5 to you, because even if that tank is completely broken, when it comes to light tank, you have a special ability called mobility that will prevent you from taking any shots. Here we go, we are trying to escape from the object, and I see that the guy managed to turn around me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load a HESH shell, shoot straight in, because the main ability of that tank is being able to do quite a lot of damage even without penetrating. And now the objective 5 to you is only a 1 shot for me. Even if I take an HE shot, if the guy doesn't mirac me, I know I'm gonna win. So no surprise here, I load a HESH, I go there, I splash the boy, and boom, it's over. We win the game with 3 kills and 5.8k damage. This was a wild game because it could have been an ace tanker, even at tier 10, and I'm quite proud of myself on this one, let's be honest. And if you add on top of that the insane amount of credits I made, I was quite happy. But now let's not lose too much time and jump to the other replay, which is still as awesome as this one. Here on this game, guys, we have the pleasure of watching Mega Raptor 15 in his M41 90mm Bulldog. Here it's a totally different playstyle, because with this tank you still have strong HE shells, but not in terms of overall damage or alpha damage, I should say, like the T49. No, here with the Bulldog, guys, you have an amazing penetration, and it's gonna help our friend quite a lot. He's taking the traditional position from the hill, trying to spot the rest of the team, and it's working pretty well because he already knows where the KV4 is and where the others are as well. There we go for another sneaky shot, but unfortunately for him, he did not manage to penetrate. It's not a problem because our friend's right there is gonna take another position. He can't really stay here for the moment. It's impossible to be effective. He has to move, and judging by where the AV301 is going right now, it seems like the whole enemy team decided to go on the right side. If that's the case, it's perfect for him because it will allow him to push straight at the Ori and sneak some HEs on that boy. He has to move right now because he's on the wrong side of the map, judging by what the enemies are doing, and he's using his gun depression, which is something quite wise to do with this tank. You have an amazing gun depression, so make sure to use it as much as possible. It's how you prevent taking shots. Obviously, as I say that, he took one. He has to move. From that position, he's not secure because he's spotted 24/7. Which means that from that position, he is no longer a light tank, because the main ability of a light tank is to use its camo. He can't use the camo, so he has to go somewhere else. There we go for a sneaky shot on the 3090, and unfortunately, and I don't know why he's not using HE shells anymore right there. He could have penetrated quite a lot, and finally decided to move from that. The 3090 is reloading, our friend knows it, and oh, luckily for him, he went for a fire. Is he gonna be able to kill him with the fire? I don't think so, but he will finish him off with an AP. He already has 1.9k damage thanks to the fire, and he has to deal with four opponents, that are, for most of them, full life. And in his team, he doesn't have the best tanks when it comes to armor, whereas in front of him, he still has the Yak Tiger and the KV4, which are insane tanks when it comes to having armor. Not a problem, the Yak Tiger doesn't really care about him, which is gonna help him quite a lot. He goes for another shot because the Yak Tiger missed, and he has to pull back. He's probably gonna reload before the Yak, which will allow him to sneak an amazing shot. I think he killed the whole Yak Tiger by himself, if I'm not mistaken, so congratulations. That was an easy kill, but still quite a lot of skill to make it work. Now there is the KV4. He tried a snapshot, but unfortunately on the KV4 it's something really hard to do based on the fact that KV4 has an amazing and stupid amount of armor. He goes in straight, and oh, lucky shot on the KV4, gotta be honest. But it's not gonna stop our friend right there. He's using his mobility against the KV4, and that's exactly what you want to do. KV4 no longer cares about the Bulldog, and oh boy, the fire, guys, twice fire in a row. What an amazing clutch. He has to deal with the KV4. Is he gonna be able to kill him because the T49 missed? Yes, he can. 4 kills already, guys, and 4.6k damage. Now it's him and the T49 alone against the Type 62, and if I was him, I would already load the HE shells. Let's see what the Type 62 is gonna do and what the T49 is gonna do as well. I think the Type 62 is gonna try his luck on the T49, or at least that's what on the Bulldog, that's what I would do if I was a Type 62, but it seems like the guy doesn't really want to do anything. He wants to avoid them, to avoid conflict. Maybe he's going for the draw. You still have 3 minutes and 2 lights to deal with. I don't think you will be able to go for the draw. There we go for a sneaky shot from our friend. He's gonna make another one go in. Luckily for him, the Type 62 missed him. No, boy, now he's shooting with heat shell. He should go for HE shell, I should say, but I don't know why he's not using them. He's going for heat shell for no literal reasons. There is no point into using heat shell here, so maybe he should have managed the HE shell better, because you have an amazing penetration with HE with the Bulldog. Quite a good thing to do here. He switched to HE. Unfortunately, he missed, but it's not a problem. Now the Type doesn't care anymore. He's going for an HE, and oh, can he ram the boy? Nearly rammed. Nearly. The T49 killed the Type 62 by ramming, and let's be honest, he was quite lucky that the Type 62 missed all of his shots, but it's still quite an amazing game. 5.8k damage once more, a perfect ace tanker and well-deserved one, and that's pretty much how you clutch an amazing game doing heavy damage with a light tank. Hopefully you learned something today. With the T49, always try to sneak around with your opponents and try to make them watch at your allies before you, so you will be able to do heavy damage. And for the M4190 Bulldog, wait for the right occasion to push and use your HE shells wisely. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, like and share, and I'm gonna see you soon for a new video. Bye.